You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, many Americans honor the nation's military for Veterans Day. We'll hear from our very own Mitch Adams, who was able to attend one of those events.
Also, the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states kicked off its annual winter celebration, Gift of Light, Gift of Love.
And we've got a pretty nice start to the day. Clear skies, ample sunshine. We'll have a few clouds later, and we've got some patchy fog now. Details on that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 o'clock on this Monday, November the 11th, Veterans Day across the country. And of course, we want to thank all those who have served and are currently serving.
Absolutely.
So that we can be here to do what we do every day. And I think that's the biggest thing is thanks to them, we're still here able to do what we do.
Yes.
And everybody is.
Absolutely. Well, and some local communities have honored our nation's military personnel over the weekend.
KOM's Mitch Adams was able to attend one of those events this past weekend.
Well, it makes all military veterans feel good about their service and the people that support them.
This year, a brand new event is put on by Carthage's Parks and Recreation Commission. The parade's purpose is to remind residents of the ultimate sacrifice made by our nation's veterans. Veterans in attendance at the parade reflected on the lessons their service taught them.
I was what they call a 31E20, a field radio repairman. I was in Pleiku in Vietnam, and we were attached to the 4th Infantry Division. We were an electronic maintenance shop supported for the radios and the stuff for the tanks that was in the 4th Infantry Division and their armored division.
According to Edwards, the military taught him valuable skills that he's utilized the rest of his civilian life.
I think probably discipline and, being able to, to rely on the people you served with and, have the confidence it takes to go on and lead.
Onlookers watched floats of service members ride by, decorated with American flags and branch logos.
I'm just proud of those people. It makes me feel like so much that they've done that I wish there was more we could do for them to show them how much love and respect we have for them.
In Carthage, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The VFW Post in Carthage followed up the parade with a shrimp boil.
Certainly a very exciting time and a great way to honor veterans. There's so many ways you can honor veterans every day. And it needs to be every day, not just today. So make sure you get out there and thank them. If you haven't, start today and carry on every day. And we've got a beautiful day to get out there and recognize and honor those who are serving and who have served. It's going to be a beautiful fall-like day. Great start so far, too. Our camera downtown Pittsburgh showing us that sunrise. We got clear skies. Do have some patchy fog to contend with, but nothing too crazy. MoDOT camera 20th in range line. Again, looks pretty good as we're looking back roughly to the west-northwest out there also. Nice shot for the day. All right, fog tracker though. Now it's starting to spread a little bit compared to our earlier shows. Bentonville now 2.5 miles of visibility, so some patchy, dense fog down there. That's going to include I-49, US 71, of course, and parts of US 62. Cassville's visibility's come down just a bit, but take a look just immediately east. You get just east of Cassville, and all of a sudden some thick fog. Reduced visibilities now around the Chanute area also. So again, patchy fog, some of it dense at times, so slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you have them. You know the drill. It's better to be a few minutes late than not arrive at all. So just be careful out there. Aside from the fog, as we showed you on the cameras, clear skies for the first half of our day. Then by the afternoon, we'll have some clouds increasing from the south. So we're going to go mostly clear to partly cloudy through this afternoon. Otherwise, a great day with a north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Temperatures cold, but it's where they should be. 41 in Joplin, 39 in Pittsburgh, and across the region, upper 30s and low 40s to get this day started. So right again where we should be this morning. We're looking at highs just a wee bit above normal for some of us, mid 60s out there. Again, partly cloudy skies, a great day for us. It's going to be another great and slightly warmer day tomorrow ahead of some rain chances Wednesday. Details in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Reports of a two-vehicle crash on East 7th and Pebble Road in Dunaweg yesterday afternoon alerted multiple first responders. Missouri Highway Patrol, Dunaweg Fire, Jasper County Sheriff, and its ambulance all responded. A truck traveling north on Pebble Road went to make a turn onto 7th Street when it T-boned an SUV, smashing into the driver's side door. The SUV went off-road and took out a sign. Firefighters had to free the occupants from the SUV, and 2 adult females were transported to an area hospital suffering non-life-threatening injuries. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states puts on its annual Gift of Light, Gift of Love ceremony. Activities for people to participate in included photos with Santa, story time with Mrs. Claus, gingerbread man making, and performances with over 98 performers. The festivities ended with a Christmas tree lighting. On Veterans Day, brunch is served to honor first responders and military personnel. KOAM's Mitch Adams has more.
I think it means a lot, because a lot of veterans are struggling. Once they get out, they don't know what to do. We give them a purpose.
Veterans Day celebrates sacrifices our military men and women make each day. The Webb City VFW and American Legion teamed up to serve brunch to area veterans and first responders.
Every year this is a breakfast to thank all veterans and also first responders. We try to give back to the community. We run bingo, and that's how it pays the bills, and it gives us money to help give back to the community.
The event also falls on the birthday of the Marine Corps, which turns 249 years old in 2024. Paul Espinoza reflected on his time with the Marine Corps and spoke about how this type of occasion makes him feel.
Since I'm a Cold War veteran, I never did consider myself as a veteran because we didn't go to war. I didn't see any combat. So now I look at it a little differently, but it's important to me because you need to support your first responders. That's the main reason we're here, is first responders and veterans. And they need to know that they've got all the support.
With times changing, Commander Wilson told us about how the reception of military veterans differs from years past and how support can make a huge difference to a veteran feeling forgotten.
I think it makes them feel appreciated, because a lot of veterans don't feel appreciated. Especially after Vietnam, there was a lot of veterans that there were signs that said sailors and dogs keep off the grass, or military. So you've seen a lot of those, and I think that attitude has changed a lot over the years, and people are definitely more appreciative of our veterans.
In Webb City, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The VFW in Webb City will be hosting a Thanksgiving dinner in the coming weeks, which will be open to all community members. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Lori Horton stopped by the studio earlier showing us her recipe for Almond Joy cookies. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Memorial Park located in Carl Junction.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:22 on this Monday, Veterans Day in the 4 states. Still looking at the fog tracker, still some patchy fog out there. Take a look. Chanute, Carthage, Joplin, reduced visibilities, Cassville slightly so, but in eastern Berry County, take a look. Get just a hair east of Cassville. That fog really thickens up out there, and got some dense fog also in the western portions of Benton County. So if you are traveling this morning, again, low beams, not your high beams, fog lights if you have them, slow down. And remember, it's better to be a few minutes late than not arrive at all. Those are the important things to keep in mind. Aside from the fog, clear skies through the morning hours, and as we head toward about noon, we're going to see clouds working in from the south. We're going to go mostly clear to partly cloudy out there, and otherwise a very nice day for us. Really close to normal for most of our temperatures. A light north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. A pretty nice day. We go overnight, partly cloudy still, partly cloudy Friday into Tuesday. Winds will shift out of the east overnight, still 5 to 10. And as we head through the day on Tuesday, by the afternoon, winds now out of the southeast, still at 5 to 10. Partly cloudy skies, and some of us, especially our southern counties, may be a bit more above normal. So we're looking at upper 60s, maybe even some low 70s out there for our Tuesday. Then we go Tuesday night into Wednesday. Clouds thicken up. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies out there. And then we're watching that possibility on Wednesday for some isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms. So good news. Once we show you this activity, no severe weather is expected. That's great. The bad news is, well, we put the future track into motion. At least at this point, this looks to be very isolated to widely scattered. So not everyone's going to get rain on Wednesday. Even though we all need some more rain, not everybody's going to get some, but at least a few of us will. And this is associated with a passing low pressure system that'll be off to our north. So by about 1, showers out of our area. However, Coffee, Anderson, Lynn, and Bates County, our far northern counties, you see this swirl here? The low pressure just outside of our area by Wednesday evening. And so that could lead to an isolated shower storm skirting the far northern edges of our far northern counties. Otherwise, we will dry out across the area by about 1 o'clock on Wednesday. 41 in Joplin right now, calm winds. And look at that, just a beautiful start to the day for us. And across the area, again, it is cold, but this is where we're supposed to be. We've got upper 30s and low 40s across the region. So again, not a bad start to the day. Yeah, it's cold. You want your coat. I grabbed mine, but it's where we should be. It's nice to be seasonable every so often. Patchy fog continues through about 9 o'clock, upper 40s to start, 60 by 11 a.m. And again, sunny skies initially, and we'll go partly cloudy as we head into the afternoon. Mid 60s today, mid upper 60s, maybe even some low 70s tomorrow. Normal temperatures Wednesday and Thursday. Of course, the showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms on Wednesday. Nice on Thursday. Friday and Saturday, well above normal temperatures. We go upper 60s and a few more low 70s out there. Then we kick off a bit of a wet period as we head into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Some showers, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder out there. Then a boundary Tuesday. The showers will wrap up early. And then temperatures only 60, and they'll be falling through the day, eventually down into the low 30s Tuesday night, only into the low 50s Wednesday afternoon, so some below normal temperatures on the way. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOA Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. I'm Elise Snowy. The Fair Acres Family YMCA and Feeding Incorporated partnered up for their first ever Share the Harvest Color Fun Run and raffle. Now, the fun run took place at Kellogg Lake in Carthage, and colored sand was thrown at the participants who ran a 1-mile course. The event is a fundraiser for Feeding Incorporated, whose mission is to provide food for those who need it in the area.
It's a good opportunity to not only participate in something fun, but to give back to your community. We've had a lot of people that have come out today. It takes quite a few volunteers to put something like this on, and they've given of their time, taken time out of their schedule on a Saturday to come out and just support our cause.
The run also has an after party where prizes were given out. LaBarton County Eagles 4405 hosted a veterans dinner for veterans in the community. Now, while the dinner was free for everyone, donations were recommended for people who attended that weren't veterans. Now, people who attended also got to watch football games, play pool, and more.
Helping serve everyone in our community. We're a nonprofit organization, and we just want the community to know that we're trying to be more involved with them and help take care of our community and put them first, and anything that they need, they can come see us and get help with that. So
there was no set goal, and all donations were given out to a PTSD foundation. The McDonald County Museum in Pineville held a pancake breakfast fundraiser yesterday at the Pineville Community Center. The goal was for the museum to raise over $200,000 to get an elevator installed into the building. There was also a raffle where if a ticket number was called, attendees could go claim a prize of their choice, ranging from books to board games.
We need the elevator because the access to our second floor at the museum is difficult. We've got stairs that are steep and a little difficult for many of our visitors to make it up there, and we'd like to provide access to the entire museum to everyone.
A meeting for the museum's board also took place during the dinner. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
To contend with across the area this morning. Otherwise, clear skies, as you can see from our camera, downtown Pittsburgh. Looks phenomenal out there. It's a bit cold, but looks great. Sunshine and clear skies from the MoDOT camera. 20th and Range Line in Joplin as folks get their day underway. Looking at the fog tracker. So again, in Dewberry County, Cassville, reduced visibility, but not significantly. But you just get immediately east of Cassville, the eastern side of Berry County. Some pretty dense fog out there. Reduced visibilities from at least the Joplin Airport and around Chanute as well, and in the western portions of Benton County. So again, it's patchy fog, could be dense in some locations, so low beams, not your high beams, fog lights. You guys know the drill. Quick look out at the future track. So clear skies through the morning, then we're going to start to go mostly clear to partly cloudy as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures capping out about the mid-60s and north wind around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We are otherwise dry. 41 in Joplin, 39 in Pittsburgh, and across the area again, temperatures cold, but right where they should be. Upper 30s and low 40s as we get this Monday Veterans Day underway in the 4 states. So again, patchy fog through about 9 o'clock this morning, and then we'll have partly cloudy skies into the afternoon. Temperatures just a little above normal, not big, significantly so, but about 66 for our average high out there. We're going to have another look at your forecast, talk about warmer weather tomorrow and rain chances Wednesday here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Thanks, Chris. Well, a simple thank you can make a huge difference in the life of a U.S. service member. And as the nation commemorates Veterans Day this year, military advocates say it's much more than just a day off from work. Fox News' Sue Guzman takes a closer look at how to honor military members and their dedication to preserving our freedoms.
Monday marks Veterans Day, a time to honor the sacrifices of the nation's service members.
Remembering that freedom isn't free.
The federal holiday used to be called Armistice Day at the end of World War I.
It was to recognize the ceasing of hostilities on the 11th month, 11th day at the 11th hour. And so it was Armistice Day celebrated in the United States until 1954.
It's important not to mix up Veterans Day with other holidays commemorating those in the military.
Veterans Day is a day to honor all military that have served our armed forces since our founding, whereas Memorial Day is to recognize only those that have given their life in service to our nation while they were in service.
According to data from the Pew Research Center, there are more than 18 million living veterans in the United States.
Saying Happy Veterans Day might make some veterans feel happy, whereas others, it might make them feel sad. And so a better saying might be, thank you for your service, or thank you for serving our country.
Advocates say it's critical to not forget their commitments to the country.
As we got out of wars in the 70s and 80s, that many people forgot our veterans.
There's small ways to demonstrate support.
You can display a flag showing your patriotism.
You can also attend parades. There's even plenty of fundraising events like marathons to raise money for veteran charity groups.
They're your brother and your sister and your neighbors, so I think it's good to be involved in your community in general and support the country.
Meanwhile, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are expected to attend an event at Arlington National Cemetery later today. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A Virginia man shows that anything in life can be conquered when you have a goal in mind. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Veterans Memorial located in Carl Junction's Memorial Park. In Consumer Watch this morning, a judge clears Meta's CEO of responsibility over claims its social media sites harm children. A federal judge says Mark Zuckerberg cannot be personally liable in 25 lawsuits claiming Meta's social media platforms are too addictive for young users. Now, the order from the judge rejects claims that Zuckerberg called for his company to hide mental health risk concerns for children who use Facebook or Instagram. The judge says there is a lack of evidence that shows Zuckerberg was at fault. A government agency finds potentially misleading statements from Tesla about the capabilities of its vehicles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the automaker made public statements that its vehicles are self-driving, even though its owner's manuals state otherwise. The agency says Tesla should revisit how it talks about its vehicles to be more consistent with its provided instructions. The agency says Tesla has until December 18th to respond to its request. Well, did election news give you post-election blues? Well, there may be an easy cure. Stop politics brawls and deck those halls. A Wall Street Journal report talked to voters who felt it was time to ease their minds out of political battles, and one way they're getting out of the dumps is getting their Christmas decorations up now. Political scientists say turning to Christmas now is a good, healthy response to change the foul political mood. Well, bubbly is no longer needed for celebrating. Non-alcoholic beverages are the fastest growing sector of the alcohol market. Fox's CJ Papa has more.
Holiday wines without alcohol. Overall, wine sales are down, and there's been a spike in non-alcoholic or NA wines like these from Studio Null, which launched in 2022. The company says its products start with superior grapes and real wine, which is then gently de-alcoholized via vacuum distillation to preserve body, aroma, and flavor. And Studio Null says its non-alcoholic wines contain less than a quarter of the calories compared to a full alcohol wine. Bottles cost about $30. Wine Industry Advisor estimates the size of the NA wine market at more than $2 billion, likely rising to nearly $8 billion by 2030. Demand for fancy beverages without booze rose after the World Health Organization declared last year that there is no safe level of alcohol that doesn't impact health. And luxury giant LVMH is now in the business. It purchased a stake in French Bloom, a non-alcoholic wine that starts at under $40 a bottle, but can go up to $100. The brand launched in 2021 and has been doubling in sales each year.
We believe the essence of fine wine lies in its complexity, depth, and the emotions it evokes. Alcohol can be secondary.
CJ Papa, Fox News.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:43 on this Monday, Veterans Day in the 4 states. Taking a look at the fog tracker again, eastern Barry County, very dense fog just outside of Cassville. So Cassville reporting 8.4 miles of visibility, but you can see those darker colors there. We also have some patchy dense fog across Benton County, reduced visibilities, Joplin, Carthage, Chanute. So again, it is why we call it patchy fog. It's not everywhere, but where it is, it could get thick pretty quick. So again, low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you have them. Outside of the fog, we have clear skies this morning. That will continue until about noon as clouds begin working in from the south. So we're going to go mostly clear to partly cloudy as we head into the afternoon and evening. We'll have a north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Overnight tonight, winds will shift out of the east, still partly cloudy, and still 5 to 10 mile an hour winds just now out of the east. It'll be a little milder this evening, but not significantly so. By Tuesday afternoon, though, winds now out of the southeast at 5 to 10, and with slightly warmer air, some of us may get a bit more above average. Look at maybe some low 70s tomorrow for some locations. Clouds will thicken up by late evening and into the overnight hours Tuesday into Wednesday, and that's ahead of some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, this could change a bit. It'd be nice if it did, because right now, once you put the future track into motion, you can see what we're expecting at this point. Not everybody's going to see rain. That's the bad news, is while we need more rain, not everyone's necessarily going to see something Wednesday, but the good news is what we do see, no strong or severe thunderstorms expected out of this activity. By 10 a.m., starting to lift off to the north around Nevada, Fort Scott, Lamar, and by noon, we're talking Stockton down to Monona. Gwinnett, and just to the east of Nevada and Lamar. And by about 1 o'clock, it's out of here. Now, see how the winds are swirling around here in southeast Kansas? That's because the low pressure that's going to bring us these showers just outside of our area. And because of that, Coffee, Anderson, Lynn, and Bates County could get, by the late evening hours, a stray shower or thunderstorm, but it's barely going to clip the northern edges of our area as that low continues to shift off to the east. The majority of us, though, dry after 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Right now in Joplin, though, take a look. Clear skies out there. Looks fantastic. Again, the airport reporting slightly reduced visibilities, but I don't see any fog concerns here from 7th and Rangeline. 41 in Joplin, and around the region, temperatures cold, but where they should be. We've got upper 30s and low 40s across the area, so not a bad start to the day. And you can want that jacket or coat. If you're like me, maybe 2 or 3 coats, because it's going to be feeling cold. And we'll warm up nicely, though. Upper 40s, fog is done by about 9, 10 a.m. at the latest. Clear skies after that, near 60 by 11 o'clock, ahead of highs today. Again, mid-60s for most of us, so just a few degrees above normal, and we'll have those partly cloudy skies across the area. Partly cloudy skies continue again through the evening and overnight. We'll fall back into the mid-40s, so again, just a little above normal out there. Over the next 7 days and into the next 10 days, temperatures tomorrow warmer. Upper 60s, low 70s will be common. The average temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, low 60s, well above normal. Friday, Saturday, upper 60s, low 70s. Rain chances increasing a bit Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then a boundary Tuesday. 60 for a high. Temperatures falling through the day, though, eventually into the low 30s by Tuesday night and only the low 50s by next Wednesday. That is a check of your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, what began as a remarkable journey across the country, it transformed into a testament of his triumph over adversity. Bill Cundiff was on a mission to run in all 50 states.
Cundiff found more than just a passion for running in marathons, and he's proving that anything you go through in life can be conquered if you have a goal you want to accomplish.
When you walk down the stairs of Bill Cundiff's basement, you see his marathon achievements showcased throughout the room.
Those are some of my favorite memory. They just jog your memory as to where you've gone and the neat things that you've seen.
Whether it's by the markings on this map of all the places he's raced or by his multiple medals, this memorabilia tells a story of a runner seeking adventure, having ran in all 50 states of the U.S. and Washington, D.C.
I think of just the people in the middle of the pack, and that's all that I was. I've got some people that I looked up to in running that were really fast that for injury or one reason or another had to stop, and I just feel blessed that I was able to finish and get all 50 of the states in.
That feeling comes from an inspiring part of Cundiff's story. After facing health issues, he had to have open heart surgery, but it would only be 6 months later that he would lace back up his shoes to complete his goal of running marathons in every state.
He just never complained, never backed down, and just with a full-time job, his wife had been ill for a long time, and raising 3 kids, it was a lot to do. For 12 years he was doing this, and then on top of that having dealt with a health condition, it was just amazing. Come on, baby, you can do it.
It was just a real good peace of mind for me as I was finishing up the 50 states that she could be there be by my side.
And to think this all started from his 3rd race in New York, which marked a turning point for him. Surrounded by the iconic skyline and fellow runners, he began to see marathons not as just competitions, but opportunities to explore different cities.
You run through all 5 boroughs of the city, and there are people everywhere just cheering you on. And I realized at that point, I don't have to be the fastest guy, but I can go visit places and I can become a tourist runner. And at that point, I decided that would be a great way to see the country.
So after conquering different altitudes, weather conditions, and at times dehydration, Cundiff is ending his marathon tour and looking towards whatever comes next.
Certainly an impressive impressive thing to overcome, and fantastic to run everywhere. That's just awesome.
Unbelievable.
You don't want to do too much running this morning unless you like the cold. I mean, there are folks that this is their weather. Sure. We've also got some patchy fog to contend with. Quick look at the fog tracker. We've still got some patchy fog around Benton County, Joplin, Chanute, and the eastern portions of Berry County out there as well. So low beams, not your high beams. You guys know the drill. And we'll have clear skies through the morning. Then we'll go mostly clear to partly cloudy as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, and we'll be partly cloudy as we start our Tuesday as well. Still dry on our Tuesday, but as winds begin to shift out of the southeast, some of us, especially our southern counties, could see some low 70s. And then we head into Wednesday. So by Wednesday morning, we're mostly cloudy at 5 a.m., still dry, but then we'll start to see isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms. No severe weather. That's the good news. But as I've mentioned, the bad news is not everybody will see rain on Wednesday, at least not at this point. By 1 o'clock, the bulk of that out of here as the low shifts to the east. Our far northern counties may get one more shower or storm by late evening. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A two-vehicle crash in Dunaway yesterday afternoon sends 2 people to the hospital. A truck traveling north on Pebble Road went to make a turn onto 7th Street when it T-boned an SUV, smashing into the driver's side door. Firefighters had to free the occupants from the SUV. 2 females were transported to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The Fair Acres Family YMCA and Feeding Incorporated partnered up for their first ever Share the Harvest Color Fun Run and Raffle. Now, the fun run took place at Kellogg Lake in Carthage as colored sand was thrown at the participants who ran a 1-mile course. The event is a fundraiser for Feeding Incorporated, whose mission is to provide food for those who need it in the area. And the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states puts on its annual Gift of Life, Gift of Love ceremony. Activities for people to participate in included photos with Santa, story time with Mrs. Claus, gingerbread man making, and performances with more than 98 performers. The festivities ended with a Christmas tree lighting.
We got that patchy fog this morning, otherwise clear skies, then going mostly clear to partly cloudy this afternoon. North winds 5 to 10, temperatures around the mid-60s, partly cloudy through the evening and overnight, mid-40s with an east breeze at 5 to 10. Shifting out of the southeast for Tuesday, partly cloudy, warmer though, upper 60s, low 70s. A few morning showers and storms. They are done by 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Average Wednesday, Thursday, above average on Friday and Saturday, ahead of more rain chances and much colder weather by the middle of next week.
Alrighty. Well, the Bid Along and Prosper event brought in a record $3.6 million for a highest selling Star Trek props sold at auction. The collection included more than 200 original props, costumes, and memorabilia from the Star Trek universe.
Now, among the items sold were Captain Kirk's long-lost phaser, the communicator, his iconic burnt yellow uniform. Also sold was a miniature Deep Space Nine station and a script that was signed by the cast members. And, if I had a few $1 million to spend, absolutely would buy it. There was one guy in a Christie's auction several years ago. He actually got the filming model from the movies, the Star Trek movies, that he got for a few hundred, less than what they were paying for the phaser there.
Incredible.
So I'd love to have that thing. Very, very cool. Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. Live long and prosper.
Have a great rest of your morning.